Good morning. So let's talk bullet journal. At the end of 2018, I decided I was finally going to jump into the idea of a bullet journal. I've been staring at the amazing very artistic spreads probably for about a year and a half now, not very long after it became super popular. And I keep looking at them and I'm like, these are fantastic, but how do I make them work for me? Because let's be honest, a bullet journal is only useful if it's useful to you. What are the things I need to track? What are the things I need to care about? What are the things that my daily life needs to be able to function more strongly, more efficiently, in a better capacity? And how do I put that in a bullet journal? So I started doing a bullet journal, which this is my bullet journal case. It was my Christmas present from my husband. I started using, it's not in here, my current one is, but my older one isn't. I started using the Leuchtturm 1917 teal one that is the actual bullet journal edition. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I mean, everyone uses this dot journal. I'm going to go use that one and I'm going to see if it can work for me. It was like October when I started this. And I was like, look, I'll do it for 3 months. If I like it, I'll keep doing it. If I don't like it, I won't do it anymore. It's just 3 months. And if I can't figure out how to make the bullet journal work during this 3 months for my life, it's fine. It's just not something I need to be doing. And that's where it started. So I realized this is a work planner. So I'm going to see if there's anything in here I can like show you with that. Okay, you can kind of see it here. And you can't see any of my actual work info. The thing I don't like about the Leuchtturm is that the paper that the pages are made of is really thin. Like, let's see if I can figure out it. There. Like, you can see the word December written clear as day through that. So what I was doing, and I can show you an example using this, is like I would have the word December written there, and then I can't write anything on the back because writing things on the back, it just makes it bleed through on both sides. So the text gets really hard to read. So I'm having to skip full pages to write on more pages. And like, what you can't see is the stuff you can kind of sort of see through this. That's on another page behind this page. It's not even on the back of this page. So I found that I was getting very frustrated. It works for work because for work, I don't care if my layouts are not gorgeous. For work, it's more about literally just being straight up functional. And these are cheaper, so these I don't feel bad replacing like every quarter or every 6 months based on how much work I've got going on, how many projects I have going on at work. But for my personal bullet journal, which runs my life, it helps me keep track of John's schedule, Tiny's schedule, maintenance on the house, bills, any appointments we need to have made. It helps me keep track of the blog, the YouTube channel, all of my social media. I needed something nicer. I needed something that had thicker paper because I was tired of wasting pages, having to skip them so that the next spread would be equally attractive because I'm very, very visual. I am a graphic designer who specializes in web design. So I need things to be clean. I need them to be precise. And I need to know that what I am putting all of this effort into is going to look good at the end. So I watched 5 different comparison videos online, and if I can find them, I'll link a few of them below. But each individual bullet journal person went through anywhere from 4 to 7 different bullet journals, different style of dot journals. Because really, you can make a bullet journal out of anything, but I like the dot grid system. It's easier for me when it comes to laying things out. I don't think I would be very good at laying things out on a lined page. I either need it to be a grid or I need it to be the dots. And they went through like 4 to 7 different dot gridded journals, and they compared paper widths, they compared paper quality, they compared binding quality, and they compared the overall attractiveness. This one is an Archer and Olive journal, but I went with this one because I like the silver over the gold. So, and let's see, like you can see, there's no bleeding on this one. The pages are 160 grams for, let's see if I can find this is one y'all have already seen on my Instagram. And what you're not seeing is my year at a glance is right behind it. And on the other page, and I'll go over this one in a second, is kind of more bullet points you can use to get to this goal. But like you can see, there's no bleeding. The coloration of the markers is gorgeous. The one thing I do have to be careful of, because I have the Tombow dual tips. Let's see if I can. Come on. Come on. It doesn't seem to want to focus. There we go. I have the Tombow dual tips, which the pastels are my favorite, I've learned. But I have those. They are a little wet on the brush tip side, so you have to be a little aware of doing more than one stroke across, because sometimes it wets the paper a bit. The easy way around that is you get it the color and the density you want, and then you let it dry for a minute, like go make coffee or something, and then by the time you come back, it's perfectly fine to write on. The spreads I use is, I have my year at a glance, which I'm using. Let's see if I can find one that doesn't have like a ton of people's birthdays on it. I'll just blank out the birthdays. I'm using this layout because I like being able to see everything, but I like having all this room to write on. And yes, for anyone who paid attention, I go to DragonCon. Behind that, I have my 5 years goals, which I broke down visually using different colors into different categories. The business one is empty because I'm still working on that, sure. And like I used this next spread so that I could categorize everything. The financial didn't really need a column because it's a numerical goal. So I did that just using a grid over here. I have these two, this is a year in pixels. The thing about a year in pixels is it is a mood tracker. It's a mood tracker because what I'm trying to see is if there are, how my moods flow during the month, and if there are certain stressful triggers that happen during the year that I need to be more aware of. This is a year of books. It's 100 books that I would like to read during 2019. I don't have which books I want to read. I just have that I want to read 100 books. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like 2 books per week because there's only 52 weeks in the year. I have my December spread, which I'm trying to learn how to do the hand lettering. That's something I've always wanted to know how to do. And then I have my January at a glance, and I don't think there's anything on here you can't see. This is the January at a glance. And then this over here, I got this spread from a different bullet journal person that I absolutely loved. And what she does, and I'll flip this over, is she has an Instax, Fujifilm Instax, and she will take and put a photo for every month on one thing. But I was like, I don't think I want to do it that way. So I changed it. I put the photo in, or I'm putting the photo in, and then I'm going to write about the photo and what was happening that caused that photo to be taken. This way I can kind of keep track of small things during the year. Okay, this was the week I was sick, so there's not a lot in here because I basically just lived in the bed the entire time. It was awful. I like this Monday through Friday over here because this is the business part of my week. It's when I go to work. It's when I try to handle all of our appointments. It's when I try to make sure everything in the house is running smoothly. And then this page over here is always my weekend. So I've got Saturday and Sunday. I put a little shopping list. Over here, it's notes for next week or things I need to think about, or maybe gifts I need to make sure I have for this week or the next week. I also keep trackers up here. I was doing an editorial calendar at the end and trying to keep track, like with a calendar here, of what months were video, or what days were videos, what days were blog posts, and stuff like that. But I realized that having this spread out as one page during the year doesn't really work for me. And again, this is what a bullet journal is for. It is to figure out how to organize everything, because the way I do it is I do my month at a glance, and then I do the memories, and then the next several pages, because I like doing, or I thought I liked doing the Dutch door, which is this. Yeah, this is fine. The Dutch door, which basically means you go in and you cut, which I kept the other side, and I use the other side as a straight line when I'm drawing things in here. And I like it. It's useful because like I could meal plan right here, and then I could have my grocery list right here, and then if I flipped it over, I could have notes for anything that was happening on this page, and I kind of like that. I ended up stepping away from that, but I might see if I can figure out how to make that a more useful spread for me. But I realized that having the editorial calendar right where it is, it wasn't as useful to me as I thought it would be, having it at the end of the month. Like, oh, I'm planning my month, so I might as well plan my January editorial calendar at the same time. But I realized the way I think is I don't think of my editorial calendar as broken up by months. I think of it more in terms of the editorial calendar is a solid unit, and the monthly calendar is a solid unit. They don't cross in my mind, so I don't organize it like that. And like here I have February, which a lot of tiny itty bitty hearts. I saw this on Pinterest and thought it was super cute. And my February memories. And I have not gotten to the place where I'm doing my February weeks yet. I haven't settled on a layout look yet. And then the way quite a few bullet journal people will do it is they start at the front and work their way back. I start on both ends. All of my yearly planning, monthly planning, weekly planning is up here. This includes my yearly goals. This includes the mood tracker. This includes things that are time sensitive, like the year of 100 books. In the back, I have things that are not time sensitive, but still need to be tracked. Again, you've been reading, I'm doing keto, I'm losing weight. I started at 224, and hopefully by the time this airs, I am 30 pounds down. But I have this spread, which is every pound from here to my goal. And as I lose pounds, I fill it in. And over here is my rewards for hitting my goals. I had to make sure I was rewarding myself with things that would actually be inspirational enough that I'd want to do them. And I'd want to stick to the diet, and I'd want to get down into the next size. Like right here, when I hit 190, my goal is, I called it a makeup spree. I then later changed my mind. In my head, it was always go to Ulta and spend a little money on me and get the nicer makeup that I enjoy, that some of which I'm now running out of. But I decided that instead of doing makeup, I wanted to do skincare. So I bought myself some Tatcha, which, oh my God. I have extremely sensitive skin, side tangent. I have extremely sensitive skin, and I had a very, very bad allergic reaction to a chemical that I was putting on my face, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. And my eyes swole up until the point that they were almost closed. And through a lot of Benadryl, I managed to get it back down, but it's left this texture to my skin right through here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I actually kind of really hope you can't, but like right through here, there is texturing, and there's a little, but not nearly as much over on this side. And I started using samples of the Tatcha just because I was like, okay, I have to know what everybody's talking about. And within 3 days, I saw like a drastic difference in my skin. So I've got this at the back. And like I said, this is not time sensitive. This is health related. This is goal oriented, but this is not like by September 31st, I want to be blank weight. This is when I get there, but I'm going to keep plugging forward, and I'm going to keep trying to lose this weight. Okay. And then I have my blogging stuff, which I went ahead a few pages. Let's see. This is page 156. There are, because I went and I looked it up so that I could do this correctly. There are 160 pages in this journal. So I used that frivolously to check pens. So I started counting backwards, and at 142 pages, I created a list. And this doesn't have to be that attractive because it's a list. Blog post ideas, video post ideas. I just created this, so don't worry that it's blank. I tried doing a yearly metric like this and decided I didn't like the way it looked. And I know me, if I don't like the way something looks, I'm not going to use it. So I redid it this way. So I have everything listed out by grouping. So like the top of it is my YouTube channel. The blue stuff is my Instagram, and the green stuff is my Facebook. Because everybody uses green or pink, or blue or pink as their logo. So I was like, I'll make my own. And then I have all of the months listed out, and I can keep track like that. This way I can see what's happening. Like, am I putting in effort and getting somewhere? And then I did this one last night. This is my February editorial calendar. It's blank because I just put it in my book. And this is the day of the week, the number date of the week, the title of the blog post or the video, and this is the type of video, which is going to be things like, is it a blog post? Is it a video? This way I can keep it in my head what I'm doing. And then I have love here because it's either going to be love yourself, love your SO, slash significant other, or love your tribe. So this allows me to see, like, this month, if February, because I'm just going to tell you, February is dedicated to the significant other because Valentine's Day, why not? So most of these posts should be significant other related. I can track the Facebook response to the post. I can track the Instagram, and I want to start tweeting. And then this is where I'm going to put what the focus of the month is, so that I can make sure everything I'm doing over here coordinates with this. And then my subscribers at the end of the month. And then I can start tracking, like, did it go up? Did it go down? This is basically a monthly version of this, but this tracks a little more. And then down here, just notes for myself about the blog, the channels I'm using, or the blog. And then I'm going to replicate this because I'm going to be honest with you. I've used I've used this month, or this much, for January and the beginning of February. And I've used this much for all the stuff at the back. This is not going to last me a year. This, I am hoping it will last me through June. This way I can have, because they have another one of these that has the phases of the moon on it. And I would like this to last me January to June, and then the other one lasts me July to December. And then these can just be 6-month journals. I'm fine with that. I will link Archer and Olive below because they are amazing. The quality of this journal is ridiculous. It's so high end. I know there are a lot of videos already on YouTube about bullet journaling. If you'd like me to do more information about the bullet journal, this week is going to be about the bullet journal and my bullet journaling and where the bullet journal system comes from, and just my general opinion of the bullet journal. But if bullet journaling is something you're into, because I use it for productivity and I use it for keeping myself organized, I am so happy to do more videos on this. So I'm going to leave this here. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you have any questions about bullet journaling, what is a bullet journal? Where did it come from? Anything about how to get started, just let me know. I put links or comments in the bottom. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like it, let me know. Because if you don't like it, then maybe we won't do videos about this stuff again. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.